Loading. Loading. Dead Ringers Universe, Dakota's edition.
God dog it, man, what is with this guy? Why does the King Gamba and Queen May make him show up?
A Broyles Nest customer is commentating on what's happening on TV as I walk past. The laser screen is projected above the bar counter that he's sitting at, and most of the other customers' eyes are also watching with piqued interest. It's my birthday today, so I'm able to work the glorious, calm morning shift, leaving me free time to celebrate it later. Also happening today, the royals are being followed around by cameras as they get asked about their preparations for the upcoming King's Ball in a month. Regarding the customer's comment, it was usual for Prince Leo to be MIA. For as long as I can remember, it's what he's always been known for. Prince Leo never exactly said it, but it's pretty obvious the kid hates publicity or being in the spotlight. The only time he's ever seen is during royal gatherings of some sort, or the occasional paparazzi moments when he's spotted traveling. Considering his older sister, Princess Ida, is next in line for the crown, he probably didn't feel a need to put on a show. Who knows? But handsome Prince Leo's need to never be around only made the public and women that much more curious about him. It's like he created a double-edged sword for himself. It's breakfast time at Broyles Nest, which meant it was mostly the older and calmer crowd. Most hoppers at this time are either still working or busy sleeping in after a night of shifty activities. These early morning shifts mostly went to the men employees, since the women are the ones who attract hoppers at night. Ugh, it's this kind of sexist BS that I hate about this place. If I could work this kind of shift every day, I wouldn't mind working at Broyles Nest at all. But I guess I'm just not that lucky. As I refill a customer's cup of coffee, I feel someone's body heat directly behind me, quickly followed by a whisper.
Morning, birthday girl.
I turn in reaction to the words and find my childhood best friend Sid standing with a wide and excited smile on her face. She then proceeds to bring me in for a tight, dramatic hug as if I weren't death gripping a kettle full of hot coffee in my hand. Sid, like me, is Saturn African. Her hair is always in long twisties that she changes to a distinct color every single week. This week her twists are red, and she always puts metal-thin charms that she made herself to lace throughout them. Her clothing style isn't that much different from mine, considering we have to deal with the same kind of weather. The only difference is she likes much brighter colors compared to me, and it matched her constant cheerfulness. Thank you, Sid, I say to her as she continues to shake me. But seriously, unless you want third-degree burns, stop moving me around like this. Sid finally lets me go and stares at me excitedly as if trying to resist the urge of spilling whatever information is in her head. What are you up to? I say with a chuckle as I walk past her and towards another customer. Sid excitedly skips behind me, paying no mind to her surroundings. A few older customers huff and roll their eyes at her as they continue eating and watching TV. Sid is someone with a very loud and chipper personality. Not everyone appreciates it this early in the morning.
Let's just say that me and you are partying it up tonight. I am so excited.
After filling up another cup of coffee, I turn and face her with a resistant look on my face. Sid, you know your hopper friends don't like me. So why are you forcing them to celebrate my birthday with me? Sid gives me a partial look of shock followed by a gasp.
What? They do like you. What makes you think they don't like you?
I put my free hand on my hips, giving Sid a look. Sid is currently in a 2-year on and off relationship with a hopper named Price. With him came new hopper friends for Sid. They seemed to gravitate to her and liked her immediately. But me, on the other hand, they never seemed to warm up to. It was like they only tolerated me because I was friends with her. But hey, I'd be lying if I said the feelings weren't mutual. Fucking hoppers.
They don't dislike you. You just, you gotta loosen up a bit, girl. Damn.
I sigh at her, then turn and walk walk behind the bar to set down the pot as she sits on the stool across from me. Well, I'm sorry if I don't find life-risking hobbies exactly fun. The last time we all spent time together, they were gambling on giant, angry, fighting, poisonous lizards.
They all, as a group, just happened to come across, giant, angry, poisonous lizards who were already, probably fighting. They just happened to tell others, and a chanting circle just accidentally formed around the lizards. Maybe a few people accidentally antagonized the lizards. Maybe money got passed around, but who really knows? These things just happen. Who knows? It's something that...
I roll my eyes and shake my head with a short chuckle. Okay, yeah. I appreciate your attempt to stretch it out thin, Sid. Sid chuckles, then swats away the conversation topic with her hand.
Anyways, guess what? Price got a doom buggy, and we're taking that baby out for a ride tonight to our party destination. Yes!
Don't get me wrong, driving in a doom buggy sounds fun, but absolutely not with Price behind the wheel. Are you insane? Does he even know how to drive? Most people around here don't, so I doubt he's in that teeny small percentage of people who do. Sid shrugs.
He said he test drove it last night. Listen, I'm sure we'll be fine. Come on, Dakota. Have a little trust in my man, my baby, my everything.
I internally roll my eyes. She hardly trusts Price her damn self. As nice as Sid is, the girl can also be a goddamn mess. Her and Price have loudly and publicly broken up at least 15 times. They both love to accuse each other of crap religiously. One minute she hates his guts, then the next moment she's fantasizing about marrying the kid and having his children. She calls it a passionate love affair, but I call it two dramatic ass people who need to stay far away from each other. But if she's into it, then who am I to judge?
It's going to be so fun. We need a ride to where we're going anyway.
I give her another look. Speaking of that, where are you even taking me that requires transportation? Sid grins at me.
Well, if I told you, then it wouldn't be a surprise, now would it?
It's now a few hours later. I'm finally home putting on the last touches to my outfit. Sid told me to dress as if I were going to a concert or a club. Considering I've never been to either one, I just went with the flow when picking out my outfit. I decided to go with the tight black jeans and a black long sleeve halter top. The stretched collar of the shirt hung off one of my shoulders, showing my small cursive tattoo above my shoulder. For Sid's birthday a few years ago, me and her got matching tattoos of our own names. It's a long story involving a group of bikers and a trip to Neon Shores. I smirk at the memory as I put my scarf mask around my neck. Like everyone here who has one, it helps prevent the sand from blowing in your face and also protects you from rising and dropping temperatures. My dad is still at work, but this morning he woke me up with cooked breakfast and loud music as he sang to me like always. Although this year, he didn't hand me a gift. He told me he would give it to me in a few days, which only made me more excitedly curious. I wonder what he got me. My thoughts are interrupted with the sound of my Rio beeping in my ear.
Hey, Toadface, pick up the phone. It's your favorite big bro.
I smile and roll my eyes at the annoying nickname as I tap my Rio behind my ear. When me and Vic were kids, my dad accidentally brought back a bunch of toads that were hiding in one of the plants he brought home for me. We didn't find out until the next morning when I woke up to the tiny insect-looking thing stuck to my face. I completely freaked out and screamed bloody murder right before falling off the couch. You would have thought I was insane from how crazy I was running around and slapping at my face. Vic nearly threw up from how hard he was laughing at me. A traumatizing childhood memory for me was instead comedy gold for him. Ever since then, he occasionally called me Toadface, which used to make me so mad, and he loved it. The jerk. But that's siblings for you. To this day, I don't like toads or frogs. I can't stand them. They are horrifying to me. And my brother terrorized the hell out of me as kids with that information in mind. A beep sound from my Rio alerts me that we're connected, causing Vic to immediately start singing the birthday song. I chuckle and shake my head. He gets increasingly like my dad every time we talk.
What's up, birthday chick? How are you doing? How's your day?
My day is good so far. I'll have to see by the end of the night since Sid is taking me on another one of her escapades. 2 words, doom and buggy.
It sounds fun. What's the big deal?
You and Sid have always been so down for whatever. I, on the other hand, like to have some level-headed common sense. Plus, I don't trust Price behind the wheel of anything.
So, she's still with Price, huh?
Vic and Sid have always had this weird, awkward thing for each other in our teen years. They thought nobody noticed, which many didn't, but me and my dad certainly did. We both caught those moments they thought nobody saw. The smiles at one while the other's back was turned and the hidden gazes. I don't get why they never just made the moves, but I guess it's never been anything more than a crush. I could honestly say them not being a thing is a good thing considering how crazy Sid can be. I love the girl, but there is no way I would have wanted to be in the middle of her and my brother's dating drama back then. I raise my eyebrows as I catch on to the tone of Vic's hidden jealousy. Yeah, she's still with him and they're both still nuts. But anyways, how are you doing, Vic? It would be nice to hear from you more often besides the occasional text. When am I going to see you again? Vic goes silent for a moment in response to the same question that I've always asked him. So I await his same response as I sit on my bed.
I just have to stay focused and keep working with my head down for now. I promise it will pay off soon. I know I've said that plenty of times, but I mean it. I'll be coming into some big money opportunities within the next few months. By this time next year, I'll for sure have you and Dad down here with me in a nice spot.
Vic, I really hope you aren't doing anything stupid.
Everything is fine, toad face. Don't worry about me. I promise I'm good.
Why can't I just move down there with you now? I could find part-time work.
No, don't come down here.
See, Vic, something is up. Why don't you ever want me and Dad to try moving down there on our own?
Well, for one, I don't live by myself, so you and Dad would have nowhere to stay. You guys would have to gather up enough money to buy a place, plus enough to pay for first month's rent and last month's rent. Finding work in Burlow Heights isn't easy, and the places are 10 times more expensive than what you guys can barely afford in Torrid. You and I know saving money isn't exactly easy when there's a ton of bills to pay.
I begin to respond, but my attention gets taken away by the bamming on my front door. It had to be Sid. If I had a Jinx assistant installed on my Rio, it would have told me she was approaching. Too bad I can't afford such luxuries. I tap my wrist, which projects up my front door camera. Sid stands there excitedly dancing to loud, muffled thumping music that I just realized was playing. She has on her baggy green and black camouflage Earth USA Army coat. The jacket was thousands of years old. Price found it and brought it back to her to see if she wanted it. It's safe to say that she loves it. I remember she spent hours bedazzling large pink and red glowing slanted lips on the back of it. From what I could see, she was wearing black leggings and has on her pink shiny boots. On top of that, half her face is covered with a pink scarf mask. I'll be down in a sec, Sid, I announced to her, causing her to look up at the camera as she continues dancing.
Hurry up, chop chop, get your ass down here, birthday girl, let's go.
I closed the screen and put my attention back on Vic, who was still on my line.
Sounds like it's time for you to go, little sis. I'll talk to you later, all right? Have fun, stay safe, and I love you.
Before I could say anything, he ends the call abruptly. That jerk just hung up in my face. I debated on calling him right back, but I already knew he wouldn't pick up. Sid showing up gave him the perfect opportunity to slide out of our conversation and end the call. Ugh, yeah, he made valid points about us not moving down there, but those valid reasons were just a convenient cover for his secrets. I put on my dark blue layered and hooded cape-style jacket, then run down my twirled staircase. I tried to shed off the feelings that were gripping me with each step. Vic has been fine on his own for years, so there's no reason to worry about him now, right? But then again, I also haven't even seen his face in a long time. Next thing I know, I'm standing at the open front door looking at Sid, who's giving me a funny look. My worry must be written all over my face. I look behind her where I see the doom buggy hovering above the sand-covered pavement. The blue light beneath it stuck out in the darkness. Considering the doom buggy is all black, during the night, someone from a distance would only see a hovering light moving above the sand. How was Price able to afford this? What kind of hopper work has he gotten into lately? Ugh, not my business.
Dakota, what's wrong?
Asked Sid, who brings down her scarf mask. I sigh and shake away my conversation with Vic and put a smile on my face. It's nothing. I just got off the phone with Vic is all. You know how the jerk worries me sometimes. Sid begins to play with her hair while her eyes slightly look away as if playing coy.
Oh, and how is, Vic?
I give her the same eyebrow response I had when Vic asked about her. He's fine, according to him. I'm just scared for him is all. You know just as much as me that hopper shit isn't the safest line of work. Sid nods her head.
True, but you don't even know if he's involved with hoppers. This could all be in your worried little pretty head. He could just be, a simple, well-mannered, honest, diligent drug dealer for all you know.
I give Sid a what the fuck kind of expression which sent her into laughter.
Oh my god, I'm just joking. Listen, Vic is a big boy. He'll be fine regardless of what he does. Enough about him though. This is your night, so let's get the hell out of here and hit some sand slopes, bitch. Let's go right now.
Sid grabs my hand and pulls me towards the dune buggy, which has loud music and Price behind the wheel. Price is a Southern African with a puffy man bun and neatly lined up sides. Sid has braided his hair on several occasions, but it was against his will. I learned that he's secretly tender-headed and swore her not to speak of it. Of course, naturally, she told me. I'm her best friend, after all. He wears the same orange and red colors as the rest of the hoppers around here. My eyes then land on the other two passengers seated in the back of the dune buggy. One is a human girl named Elliot, and the other is a ringer guy named Teltum. Sid hops into the dune buggy and excitedly straddles Price before pulling down his scarf mask to give him a long, deep kiss. I, on the other hand, carefully climb to the back where I join Elliot and Teltum. Elliot is Southern Italian with a long faux hawk type of hairstyle. As for her clothes, she wears the same orange and red hopper colors as Price. But like most hoppers or any person for that matter, she had her own style about it. Right now, she's casually relaxing and puffing on an electric haze stick, aka weed. A hint of a smirk appeared on her face as I finally settled in my seat.
Happy birthday.
She says as she looks away from me and out into the dark night. I smile at her politely. Thanks. Teltum glances at me and gives me a head nod.
Yo.
He says as his signature one-word greeting to me as usual. I return his version of hello with a grin. From what I can tell, Teltum is a ringer in the Southern Asian and Tongan category regarding his race. At least that's my assumption based on his appearance. I never got around to asking his ethnicity since he avoids talking to me at all costs. If it weren't for the fact he's kind of an asshole, I think he was handsome, on the brink of fine as hell. He's tall, and from his clothes that hang on him, I wouldn't be surprised if his body was ripped underneath. He has a chiseled jawline and piercing gray eyes that can make any girl nervous when looking at him. On his head, he always has on a red tattered baseball cap matching his dark orange and red layered coat. His black hair underneath the cap is long, so some of it always hangs down to the back of his neck and above his shoulders. I've never even seen him without his hat on, not even once.
Hey, come on, you fucking assholes, let's get going. Stop drowning each other in spit and move it.
Teltum leans forward and slaps Price on the back of the head.
Move the
Teltum's
buggy.
ringer eyes suddenly flash purple, which meant he was receiving a call. He answers it with a yo as he laughs and fights off Price,
Yo,
who was
watch
trying to
out.
get in some punches.
Drive, baby.
Price turns back around with a mug.
I am. Shut up.
Oh my god, just go.
Oh
Fuck.
Lord, what have I gotten myself into tonight? Price hits the gas, causing the dune buggy to quickly jet off. Price makes a sharp left turn, which quickly takes us off-road and into the vast dark desert. The only natural light is the glow of the moon mixed with Saturn's golden rings. The headlights of the dune buggy are bright enough to light the way in front of us, but I still didn't know where the hell we were even going. Price picks up speed as everyone starts cheering him on. I began to smile and giggle myself as we go up a sand hill then coast down.
Holy shit, this is so fun. Yes.
Shouts Sid as she stands up while gripping one of the rails. My first instinct is to tell her to sit her ass back down, but my attention is taken by another glowing, hovering light approaching
Yo,
us from
that
the
son
right.
of a bitch Surge is here. Haraka.
Next thing I know, a second hovering dune buggy with instead a green glow beneath joins in. Sitting inside of it are more excited, laughing hoppers. Everyone begins chanting loudly as both dune buggies pick up even more speed. Whoa, what the hell, can we slow it down? I shout out over the loud wind hitting the inside of the vehicle. The other driver named Serge manages to get in front of us, but not before cutting us off, nearly making us crash. I began to grip one of the rails. Hold on, these people aren't racing each other, are they? No way, nope, not happening. Price speeds up to the bumper of Serge's dune buggy, then does a quick jerk turn, which makes me grip the rail even harder. The speed of both dune buggies flying through the sand makes a dusty cloud around us. We could hardly even see where we were going. Price, slow it down right now. I tried shouting out over everyone's loud cheers and laughter, but nobody hears me as we finally get in front of Serge. Sid is still standing up, laughing loud and cheering while still taunting the other two dune buggies. Elliot then decides to join her and stands up cheering even louder. We begin going up the steepest sand hill so far, and I wasn't liking the combination of speed mixed with them hanging out the dune buggy. I begin to pull at Sid as my yells finally begin to break through, grabbing her attention. But before she could fully respond, we go flying off the sandhill. It's the biggest jump so far. I scream in complete horror while everyone cheers happily. It feels like we're in the air for minutes when in reality it's only been seconds. My heart feels like it's about to explode out of my chest as I tightly grip the rail. I shut my eyes tight in anticipation of crashing and having my life end. After what seems like forever, we finally land and hover onto the ground. Stop the buggy now! Everyone's laughs finally begin to fade as all attention lands on me.
What?
Says Elliot with a confused expression. Sid also looks at me with her own lost expression.
What's wrong? Is everything okay?
I said stop the fucking buggy right now! Sid begins to pat at Price, asking him to stop. He loudly grunts and brings the once speeding buggy to the ease of a halt. The other two dune buggies keep driving and quickly turn into glowing lights in the distance. Sid turns down the loud music, then looks at me as I fumble to get out of the dune buggy. Once I climb over everyone and get out, I fall onto the sand with my palms buried beneath it as I catch my breath. I needed to slow down my racing heart and feel the earth to remind me that I was alive. I then feel a hand rubbing my back and turn to find Sid with a concerned look on her face.
Damn, Dakota. I didn't realize you were so scared. I'm sorry.
I look at her as I resist the anger that wanted to explode. As hard as I tried not to blow up at her, I couldn't help it. Are you guys out of your fucking minds? We could have died just now. I seriously thought I was dead.
Shouldn't we take her back home?
Asked Elliot in a nonchalant tone. Following her question were the grunts and low curses of Price and Telton. I finally stand back up and take a deep breath as my heart begins to go back to normal. Yes, take me home now. Sid then gives me a pleading look as she grabs both of my hands.
Okay, I know you're upset, but come on, Dakota. Please don't leave us. I thought you would have enjoyed the dune buggy, but I was wrong. I'm sorry. My bad, my fuck up. But I still want you to enjoy the rest of your birthday with me. I promise we won't be speed demons anymore. We'll drive normally. Well, it's gonna be a Sunday night a Sunday night drive through the sandy desert. So relaxing, right? Right, Price? Right? We'll drive normally.
Sid then looks over at Price. Price silently nods his head as Telton lets out a hidden chuckle. Sid looks back at me with a warm smile.
See? No more crazy driving. Please come along
Sid
with us.
begs
Please,
as she
please,
brings
please,
me
please,
into
I'm
a tight
sorry.
hug. As much as I wanted to say screw all of that and still go home, I couldn't bring myself to do it. Sid was clearly excited to hang out with me tonight, so I didn't want to be a bad friend to her. Finally, and reluctantly, I nod my head and agree. Sid excitedly pulls me back towards the buggy. Where are we going though, Sid? Sid shakes her head with a smile.
I told you it's a surprise.
20 minutes later, we finally arrive at what was supposedly our destination. We're parked in front of a large rock of a mountain, leaving me confused. For the rest of the ride that led up to this point, I sat silently as everyone around me carried on a conversation. It was as if my meltdown never happened and they just simply moved on. I was determined not to feel awkward, but that determination was getting harder and harder with each passing minute. Now we're sitting in front of a mountain for whatever reason. I decided to let at least a few minutes pass before finally questioning what the hell we were doing just sitting here. Suddenly, Teltum's ringer eyes flash purple, so he picks up the incoming call.
Yo, what's
Meanwhile,
up?
Elliot continues to puff on her e-cigar as Sid and Price have a whispering lovey-dovey conversation among each other. Okay, waiting time is over now. I begin to open my mouth, but before I could, Teltum cuts me off with
They just told me that we need to drive around to the other
Price
side.
nods his head and begins driving once again, doing as Teltum said. What is going on? I finally ask. Sid turns and looks at me excitedly.
You'll see in just a minute, birthday girl. I haven't even seen it yet. I heard it's pretty cool.
I look at her funny. You heard what was pretty cool? Elliot scoffs at me as she exhales the smoke with a roll of her eyes.
Geez, Sid has told you so many times that it's a surprise, so stop asking. You'll see in literally a moment.
From the corner of my eye, I see Sid dart a look at Elliot, who in return shrugs at her before once again looking off into the desert. If it wasn't obvious that they didn't like me before, it sure is obvious now. As promised, the bright headlights of the buggy land on someone standing on the side of a rock, waving us down. Their eyes flash purple like teltums, which indicated they were clearly a ringer. We park in front of them as the ringer turns to face the rock and lifts his wrist up to it. What the hell is he doing? Before I knew it, the ground beneath us begins to shake and the buggy along with the ringer standing in front of us begins to de-escalate. Whoa, what the hell? The sand around us starts spilling over into the pit we were being lowered into. Sid begins clapping her hands in excitement as she looks around us. Next thing I know, I begin to hear thumping music, and in a matter of moments we're in an underground cave. The first thing I see is a glowing waterfall with rushing water. A crowd of people in knee-high water dance to the loud music being played by a DJ at the top of the waterfall. The atmosphere is dark, but it's also naturally lit by the warm blue light of the water. I'm speechless as I take in the atmosphere of party people. At least half of them are ringers with glowing purple pupils that remained on. That's something I've never seen before. Ringer pupils never stay on, they just flash when getting alerts. These ringers, on the other hand, are dancing with them on, as bright as can be. The humans in the crowd have neon glowing paint in variety of colors and patterns on their faces. They all resemble a tribe of celebrating savages moving to the deep bass music. Over in the area sits a bar that was created by digging into the rocky wall. A variety of glowing bottles are stacked on the rock-built shelves as ringer bartenders mix drinks.
You have no idea what the hell Sid had to go through to get us all an invite here just for you.
I whip my head around in the direction of the whisper directed at me and find Elliot with an annoyed look on her face. She looks away from me and replaces it with a smile as she takes in our new atmosphere. What the hell is this place, and what does Elliot mean by that? What did Sid do?